As you get started with your new life group, remember that you aren't starting alone. You have the support of your local community team to help you. We want nothing more than to see you and your life group flourish as you all experience God-centered community. We know that every life group is going to look and feel different because every leader is different. This includes how you meet, where you meet, how frequently you meet. Embrace the differences you see in your own life group while also being open to learning from other leaders around you. And because we know you'll likely have more questions as you get started, we're going to spend time going over the top 5 questions new life group leaders have. Okay, question 1. What content, curriculum, and resources can I use when my life group gets together? How do I know what to do? At Life.Church, we believe guided journeys with trusted voices can help grow our understanding of who God has called us to be. There are a number of guided journeys you can use with your life group. Here are a few you might find helpful for your new group. One resource we recommend is the weekly Talk It Over. This is a conversation guide that can help you discuss the weekend messages from Life.Church. It has key scriptures, discussions, questions, and next steps. It's a great way to take the message you hear on the weekend and live it out during the week. If there's a specific theme, topic, or resource that you want to explore with your life group, talk with your coach. Every campus has a content library that you can browse through for great resources too. You can also explore the resources tab on the life group's website. The You've Heard It Said podcast is another great place to find content. This podcast was created specifically for life groups, and each season explores an overall theme for your life group to talk about. To get the most out of this resource, have everyone in your group listen to an episode before you gather. When you're together, use the conversation guide in the show notes to talk about what you've heard. With over 75 episodes to choose from, you'll always have something to talk about. One of the easiest ways to study scripture as a group is by using the Bible app. You can search for Bible plans and use the Plans with Friends feature to invite your life group to read with you. The Bible plans include daily devotionals and scripture reading. With the Plans with Friends feature, you can invite your group to read with you and comment on each day's content. This is a great way to learn from trusted voices and grow your faith together during the week. If you're looking for a guided journey that takes you deeper into your faith, you might consider Following Jesus, Conversations About the Kingdom. This 4-book series explores biblically based guiding ideas to help you identify ways to live more like Jesus. Each book includes a series of individual study and reflection, as well as group conversation guides. If this is a resource you're interested in using with your life group, talk with your local community pastor or life group's coach to learn more. Regardless of the content you use with your group, remember that your role isn't to have all the answers or to know all the theology when it comes to leading your life group. Instead, the goal is to be prepared to facilitate a conversation. If there are questions, you might know the answer, but you also might not. And that's okay. You can work together with your life group to search for answers together. Question 2. What if nobody shows up? What should I do? First, remember that it's going to take some time for your group to take off and grow. It's a normal part of the process, and I understand how frustrating that can feel. This is why it's so important to think of ways you can recruit people. Think of the people you already meet with, maybe at your gym, at work, or at your favorite coffee spot. Or think of some of your friends who might be interested in joining. It never hurts to ask and invite. If your group is public, people will be able to find it through the LifeGroup's search tool. This digital platform allows people to tailor their searches based on factors like location, interest, and life stage. When they find a group they're interested in, they can fill out an interest form. As a leader, you'll receive a text with their contact information. Make sure you reach out and invite them to your life group. You can partner with your life group's coach to learn the best ways to ensure your group will be the right fit. You can also start a group chat with the people who show interest in your group and reach out during the week for prayer requests or to share an encouraging Bible verse. It might take a little bit for people to actually try your group, but if you're consistently showing up for them, they will be more likely to show up for your life group. In Galatians 6:9, it says, "Let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up." We've seen life groups that took time to launch and get people coming consistently, but because of the diligence and faithfulness of their leaders and God's perfect timing, those groups are now thriving. And remember, God's placed a specific and unique passion in your heart for this life group. It might take time to grow, but God gave you that passion for His purpose. Trust in Him, knowing that He'll bring the right people in His perfect time. Question 3. I want my life group to be open to kids, but what will they do while we're having life group? There are a number of options to make your life group open to kids. You could collectively pitch in for a regular babysitter, have a designated area for them to play, or use Life Kids content on YouTube playing for them to watch while your life group meets. As you consider allowing kids in your life group, remember that this is a great opportunity for the next generation to witness and experience biblical community from a young age. But it's not for everyone, and that's okay too. Life groups with kids are normally a little crazy, and we've seen the best success with groups who embrace the chaos instead of trying to over-control it. As you consider whether or not you'd like your group to be open to kids, you can always connect with your life group's coach or any other life group leader who has kids in their life group to see what they might recommend. Question 4. What does life group look like if we primarily meet digitally? We live in a world where there are so many resources that we can use to connect with people, whether they live next door or across the globe. It's really cool that God's using technology to help people find their people. Because there are so many options for how we could connect with others digitally, the options for life group leaders are pretty much endless. A video call with your life group could really be similar to the conversations you might have in person. There are also opportunities for text or chat groups too. You can connect with your life groups over text just like you would your best friends. And the people in your life group don't even need to be on the same continent to still be in community together. You could send a discussion question or Bible verse or share what you're currently learning about God to start a conversation with your life group. Question 5. What's some helpful advice for a new leader starting their life group? One of the most helpful pieces of advice we share with all new leaders is to not lead alone. We've talked about the ongoing support you'll have from your local community team. Something else you could consider is finding a co-leader. A co-leader is someone who works with you to steward your life group well. They might have unique experiences and strengths that will complement yours in the way that benefits the entire group. Together, you can share ideas for the life group, support each other, and leading if one of you isn't able to make it, pray for each other, share hosting and preparation responsibilities, and so much more. Co-leaders help us experience this truth from Proverbs 27:17, which says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another." And it's okay if you don't have this co-leader immediately, but we do believe that God will bring the right person at the right time. So if you don't think you have that person yet, pray about it. And if you do have someone in mind, connect with your life group's coach so they can walk through this process with you. We know that this is a lot of information, and you probably have a lot of questions, possibly even more questions than before you started this training. That's normal and completely okay. In fact, look at this as an opportunity to connect with your life group's coach and start finding answers to these questions together. Remember, they're your go-to person for support, encouragement, ideas for content, and more. They're here to help you and your group thrive. We are so grateful that you've taken the time to grow as a leader, maybe even before your life group has officially launched or started. We're praying with you as you get started, and we can't wait to see what God does with your yes to lead. We are so grateful that you've taken the time to grow as a leader, maybe even before your life group has officially launched or started. We are praying with you as you get started, and we can't wait to see what God does with your yes to lead. Click here for more Life Group Leader resources.